Hey everyone, Dylan with Neo News Today. We're here at day one of Consensus in Hong Kong, and we're interviewing Odd from Flamingo. How you doing today?
Just fine, sir. And you?
I'm doing great. Super excited to have you. But first of all, let's just hear, what's your vibe for what's happening here on the ground at the conference? How do you feel about Consensus? How do you feel about blockchain in Hong Kong?
It's been really good. I was here really early today, and there were a lot of people. So, and also met a lot of people at the hotel and on the way over here, and the vibe is really good.
Yeah. What are some of the conversations that you're having just about blockchain right now and in quarter one of 2025?
It's mostly about meme coins, of course. But I think that's a way of doing marketing as well for crypto. It's maybe bad marketing in the start, but haven't we all started this way? Like we get in, we get hurt, and then we learn.
Yeah. So Flamingo is preparing for a swath of announcements coming up with Order Book Plus 2.0, with the launch of Flocks. So maybe you could just walk us through the long and arduous path of how long it's taken to get Order Book ready for mainnet.
Oh yeah, that's been, I don't know if you can say it on camera, but living hell. Yeah, it's been hard. I think I wanted to give up at least 500 times. Solving this issue is like, but you can only do that on Neo N3.
Right.
Yeah, doing this on Neo X will be hard. I think I'm up for the challenge to try to do it.
Sure.
And together with the core team, we can maybe adjust some stuff that we need to have in the core of Neo X to be able to have limit orders there as well. Today it's been a rough year. The community wants us to deliver any idea we have on day one. So what I learned is that you should never talk too much about your ideas.
Or roadmaps.
Yeah. So roadmap now is like cross-chain bridge 2026.
Nice. Learning from your lessons.
Yeah.
I do think I'll take a moment to kind of like chill you guys for a second. I can't think of one ecosystem where there's an on-chain order book that's currently live. Are you aware of any competitors that have built an order book that can go on any chain at all?
Not a layer 1. You can always like deploy your own layer 2 solution and like put up 3 nodes and say like this is a decentralized order book, but it's just like 3 servers running.
Yeah.
But having a layer 1 solution where you have the decentralization and like the trustlessness, I haven't heard about any. Like you have someone that is based on bots and stuff like that, but you don't have a layer 1 solution that I'm aware of. Yeah.
So like, why is the code base 20,000 lines? Like, why is it such a chunky?
It's we had to like reimagine how to do things. The issue that we ran into was that you need the price of invocations to be static, because if it's dynamic, then you come before me on the chain and my transaction fails. So you need it to be static. So we need to like figure out how can we have an order book where you like have 1,000 orders for one price shelf and still have the cost be the same. Because if you look at a centralized exchange, they will just do like a database lookup and like, okay, here we have 1,000 orders, let's just loop through them, and like this order is filled, this order is filled, this order is filled. But on chain, if you do that, then if you're going to fill 1,000 orders and the contract has to loop through them and fill them, then you have to pay for those 1,000 operations.
Yeah.
So that's not viable to do on chain. So we need to make a way where you just have this static route that you go. You don't like have to look through and loop through 1,000 things.
Yeah, and so I think something that was really kind of valuable that we were speaking about the other night is you said you've conducted 3 audits, but there's only so far they can take you.
Yeah.
And you've learned a lot from actually having the community test what's been happening with order books. So what were kind of the lessons you were able to learn from the auditing firms, and what was the real meat of what you learned through the community testing?
It's but that's always been on our mind that with an audit you can only go so far, because that's like you know your child best, so it's the business logic.
Right.
So testing like for re-entrance and some of the easier stuff, that's nice for the auditors, and they helped us with a lot of stuff. They're really good. But then when you come down to like core business logic, it's really hard for even us to grasp it. So when we've been debugging together with the community, it's like sometimes we're like, where, why, how? But then it's really great to have the community there to test with us, because and they are really like what's it called again? Like they give us time. Yeah, they are really great to us, and they do a lot of orders. And when we say we have some issues and we're gonna fix them, they're like, okay, take your time. Security is more important than doing mainnet launch to just like hype something. So yeah, we learned that business logic you have to take care of it yourself.
Yeah. Shout out to the community for testing order book on testnet. So yeah, order book coming soon. It would have been coming quicker had you not flown out here to Hong Kong. So we appreciate you coming out here to visit. But another thing on the docket for Flamingo is also the launch of Flocks. So have you been ready to launch Flocks, and you've just been waiting until order book was ready as well?
Yes and no. Like with every product, you like we had Flund, and when we introduced that was a good idea back then.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a perfect idea. So we started there, we made Flund. We didn't want to just make like a single stake where you just push your own token into it, so we wanted to have some dividends from the trading. And then the idea for Flocks came, so the first version of it has been ready, but since order book has taken so long time, it's like now on version 2 where we have improved some stuff that we were like, yeah, but if this happens, then we should do like that. So it's basically we're on the version 2 of Flocks already before we launched. So yeah, but it's been waiting because we need the order book to be able for people to buy and sell Flocks, because you can't have Flocks in an AMM.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the very thing that you don't want to do. What's like next after you launch order book and Flocks? Maybe some people are expecting something on the larger term roadmap, or maybe for you it's just ensuring these two things launch safely. What are you going to be focusing on in March, April, and May?
Yeah, good question. And actually, we have this plan already. So one thing is babysitting the new product, of course, and then we have a lot of user interface stuff we need to fix. So a lot of things that's been paused. We want to like make the experience much better, and then the marketing team can come on. Like we've been holding them back for a year.
Yeah.
Because why should we bring a lot of people into something that we know is old? So finally they can see if they're worth what we pay them. Yeah, but like it's
get
now.
it.
Yeah. So for the next months we will just do user interface stuff and of course optimizations for things. We already have a totally new API that we launched with new parsers, so we have like incredible sets of data that we want to show users so they can get like all the data they need. And on the longer roadmap, it's like solving this cross-chain issue where you don't need to have platform or asset risk. And after being here now for a couple of days, talking to a lot of smart people, it sounds like we have a really good idea. So I'm really hyped for that one. But it's 2026.
So it's a new era for Flamingo coming up.
Yeah, for sure. But it's really important to solve. That's in my head, that's the last piece of the puzzle. You can have the order book, you can have Flux, but if you don't have a good cross-chain solution,
right,
people can't get in and out. So you need something that they trust and feel like, okay, let me move 100 Bitcoin there.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us today. I know it's been a series of headaches for you and the team for the past year, so congrats on finally getting to the finish line and being able to push the ball over the goal.
Thank you, and thanks for interviewing.
Cheers. And if you want to hear any more of the interviews we've done here at Consensus, head over to the Neo News Today YouTube channel.